this week's Out and About, we asked students what they think of USD's rising tuition rates.
I'm not really in favor of them. I think it kind of sucks. I think the way that I found out was kind of even worse through the Volant. So I didn't really even know they were happening. But I guess whatever you need to pay, I guess that's what, it's not much you can do about it, so.
In comparison to out-of-state schools, USD's tuition is relatively, is still relatively low, so it really doesn't bother me.
The rising tuition rates are, I think, mostly based on the student performance, and I think the higher that students perform, the higher the tuition should be. And as our performance continues to rise, I think the tuition should therefore increase.
What do you think of the rising tuition rates at USD?
Well, I think it's got to match inflation, you know, so as long as it's not exceeding inflation, I think that's probably okay.
I'm not happy about it. It's really not pleasant to know that you have to keep paying more and more every year. I'm a freshman, so it's really not happy because, like, what am I going to have to pay for my senior year?
I guess I don't really care. I don't pay that much anyway, so.
Everything's inflating, right? So, I don't know. I think I'm not necessarily against it. I mean, because there's one thing worth spending your money on. I think education is up there. So, yeah, it sucks that I'm poor, but.
USD has been dealing with expected May graduate Jeff Kleeman for the last 7 long years. On this week's commentary, Jeff decided to play hooky one last time.
Well, I never thought this day would happen, but yeah, it's winding down. It's time to finish up school and go graduate. Didn't think it would ever happen. But on the bright side, I decided to skip class today, so let's go have some fun.
The best part of skipping class is that you get to go on these sweet joyrides and go really fast through campus while all these hacks are in class. Plus, I bought these sweet glasses. Can't do that when I graduate college. Whoa! Hey!
And I'm definitely going to miss my favorite part of school, the ladies.
Oh, Billy Shakespeare, if you were in my shoes on your last day of skipping class, what would you do? To skip or not to skip? What a dumb question. Bill Shakespeare, kind of a good writer. Thanks, man. I'm standing next to the legendary statue of Mr. Doc Farber. He did a lot for this university, and I'd like to think someday people will view me in that light as well. Maybe I'll even do a couple poses for the statue that, well, actually, they can just put me right here. Like this? Or like this? Well, one thing I do know is Nick Hanson's not going to get a statue next to Farber. He's just no me. Well, this is my last commentary. So thank you guys for watching. Jeff Kleeman.
U-News will be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
Yeah! Fight night! Woo!
Tiger Woods will miss at least one month on the PGA Tour after having arthroscopic surgery on his left knee. It's the second operation he's had on the same knee in 5 years. Woods says he's decided to deal with the pain and have the surgery after the Masters this past weekend. Woods should be back in time for the U.S. Open in June.
In a recap of our top stories tonight, Greek life advisor Cody Seward is leaving the university at the end of the year. And yesterday's Colorado wildfires have claimed the lives of 3 people and has caused damage to over 20 buildings. Next week on U-News, we'll take a look at the Board of Regents' new emergency alert policy, and we'll get to know the women's basketball coach, former Wayne State coach Ryan Williams. These stories and more on next week's show.
That's all for tonight's edition of U-News. We hope you have a good night.
And a great week. We'll see you next time.